back again. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of red pens and green pens, and if you went to an ACE school, you are understanding right now what this means. If you didn't, you're probably a little bit lost. So green pens are what the supervisor uses. Red pens are what the students use. When the students score their pace, at the bottom of the pace, if they got it all correct, they circle the bottom of the pace. This is how I do it. This isn't how every ACE school does it, but this helps keep honest people honest, is what I say. So what I do is after the kids have scored it, before a checkup, they turn it into me, and I go through, and every page that they've circled, I go through and score with the green pen. Now, I have 6 kids in school right now, so it is a lot of work, but I have found that it does wonders for just keeping the kids where they have a high standards of excellence. I tell my kids, I'm not raising you to be kids, I'm not raising you to be students, I'm raising you to be adults. So this is just an added way to make sure that whatever they're doing it with all their strength and all their might, and they're not skipping out on anything. So I go through afterwards and I check mark next to it as I score it. Then, if I find a mistake, like on this one, there's a spelling mistake. So I put SP next to it. Spelling mistakes I'm not really harsh about. If they make, okay, so on this page, the student scored it, and at the bottom, I found a mistake. So I just put a check mark. I didn't mark the mistake, I just put a check mark. So that means for them, they have to go get their score key. If they're not on level, they have to raise their flag and ask permission to score, go back up to the score table and check that whole page again. It really is just way faster to do it right the first time. Just like anything in life, it's faster to do it right the first time. So the student goes up, checks it, corrects it, and then turns it back into me, and I check the page again and check it. I then, when I've scored, so say I score 5 or 6 pages at a time, I'll put the page numbers on page 1, it's beginning of the pace, on page 1. I put the page numbers up here that they made a mistake on. And then I'll turn it back with a little tab on this page. So they get it, and it says page 6 and page 8. They need to go look at those 2 pages and see that there was an error and rescore them. That's how I do it. That's, again, you've got to find the way that works best for you. But I do remember my older brother, when he went to college, he bought a green pen just because he could, because you weren't allowed to use these when you were kids. You can use any color, you can use purple and pink if you want. Red is kind of the generic thing for something's wrong on this page, so that just makes sense to use it for the kids. Green, I like using green because it's not a real common color. It's pink, your girls will have pink pens. Green is just something that people don't have a lot. Blue, all the other colors, it seems to be in plethora, but green is a little bit more rare. So I think that's why ACE use these. I think they have a good thing going. These are the colors I use. It just seems to work really well with that. I think that's it. At the kids' desk, they have a black pen, and then they have pencils. So they can set their goal cards in pencils. I'm going to do a video about goal cards as well. But they can set their goal cards in pencils and then change it to ink once it's kind of set in stone. I don't do a lot with being picky about whether their goal cards are in pencil or pen. They do need to do their paces in pencil just for the ease of correcting. I have taken away erasers from some of my kids when they were just trying to be such a perfectionist that they didn't want to have any letter not perfect. So I had one student, and they were just spending all day on one page making sure it was absolutely perfect. So I just took the eraser away and I said, hey, if you make a mistake, draw a line through it. Just one line, draw a line through it. And that kind of got them out of the habit where they were spending all day on one word making sure that A was perfectly formed. That is not a problem with all of my students. So find what works for your family and use that. I know a lot of people don't want to take the time to have their kids score their own work, but it's worked really well for us, and it also gives the kids a great opportunity to see what they did wrong and learn from their mistakes. Hope this helps.